Hey everyone, Damien here. So a little while ago I made a community post where I said I would be providing a channel update video to essentially give an update on where the channel's going and what changes are going to be made. I just want to make this short little intro bit to explain why the changes are being made. And then I'll go on to actually provide the updates for the channel. So some of you may be aware, some of you won't, but for the last five to 6 years, between myself and some other family members, we were providing essentially full-time care for my granddad. We were doing this whilst doing jobs and all the rest of it, as you do, but after 2024 the level of help he needed got more and more significant. This meant more and more time was needed to look after him and more effort was needed. Essentially, for the since I started caring for him, I have neglected my health and neglected my own well-being. That is something that needs to change and is now going to change. Two things happened last year in 2025 that have affected me and are the drivers for this change. So the first one was in January 2025, I was told, along with about 100 colleagues, that I was being made redundant from the company that I was working at, effective the end of March 2025. Then in December, so 24th of December 2025, my granddad fell asleep and peacefully passed away. It was expected. We were prepared for it because of the way his health had deteriorated, but it still came as a shock. Since then, I have been dealing with all of his accounts, his affairs and all the rest of it, as you do when someone passes away. And now I have finished dealing with all that, I can move on to focusing on myself. So the changes that are being made will be explained in a moment, but the big one is that, as per this picture, he left me a little bit of money, not a lot, but it's enough to basically redecorate the room that I use as an office for working and stuff like that. So I can essentially make it better for producing content for YouTube, as that is something that I have wanted to do for a long time, and I will be able to do that better now. Well, at least when I get back home. So at the moment, my granddad ensured that I had a holiday once I'd finished dealing with everything, because I hadn't been able to take one whilst looking after him, which didn't bother me. I'd happily do it all again. But I'm currently sat in a caravan relaxing for a little while whilst all the work's going on in that room. And when I get back, that's when the changes are fully going to start. Okay, so update for this channel is quite simple really. I need to reduce the amount of uploads. I know there's been no uploads for a while, but I need to reduce the amount of uploads per week from June, in order to stretch out what content I've got left for the channel whilst I try and basically source more content and figure out what I'm going to do going forward with the channel, should I not be able to source any more content. Once you see the Bonkers albums starting to be uploaded, then you know that I'm right near the end of the content for the channel. I'm trying to find legitimate sources for more UK hardcore stuff, Happy Hardcore, Helter Skelter, that sort of thing, but also individual tracks that I can purchase and keep, because as far as I'm aware, a record pool, if you stop paying for it, you don't get to keep the music. If anyone knows about that, just let me know in the comments below. So yes, the uploads are, I have 2 weeks worth of uploads scheduled for the end of May, Monday, Friday. And I think it's 5 per day. But from June, it is going to go to 1 set per week, or 2 sets per week. So this is where I need input from yourselves, how you'd prefer it, and what day you would prefer it to be on as well. If it's only 1, or what days if it's 2. So if you let me know, I can look to try and do it that way. But initially, I'm planning to release just the 1 set on a Monday evening, or a Friday evening, and that will be either a single video or it'll be multiple videos, dependent on how many parts there is to the set that I've got. Once I get to the point that I can get more content or start making mixes myself, then we can go down that route. If I can start paying DJs to produce content for the channel, that'd be great, but again, that's going to be a long way off. Same with making mixes myself. So for now, unfortunately, I know it might seem like not great news as such, but at least the channel's not going anywhere and I'm not going anywhere as such. It's just I need to reduce the amount of content uploaded each week in order to prolong the content for the channel whilst I try and find more. Hopefully you can all understand that, and just let me know any thoughts, opinions or sources of music that are legit in the comments below, and I will see you in the next update video. Cheers.